Good afternoon and welcome to this week's People to People Australia Live, our regular market update to take a look at the latest insights into recent employment and job seeker trends. I'm Mark Green, Western Sydney branch manager here at People to People Parramatta office. Before I get into the show, I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to the elders both past and present. So on today's show, we will take a look at our recent press release that revealed 30% of Gen Z are ghosting job interviews. We'll also have some hot new job opportunities across Australia and as well as abroad and in New Zealand and the UK. Are you ready to take your next step for your career in Western Sydney? We are joined today by Ash Singh to discuss our upcoming talent webinar, Take the Next Step of Your Career in Western Sydney, how it can help job seekers identify and overcome common challenges to find the job they love in 2024, and how to register for this virtual event. And lastly, we'll take a look at our social media polls from last week. So let's get started with this week's stat of the week. Okay, so stat of the week. So in our recent press release, it was revealed there's been a sharp rise in people ghosting employers at job interviews and even after being offered the gig. So more than a third of all South Australian Gen Z job hunters are ghosting potential employers. A survey of over 450 Gen Z candidates revealed that 34% had ghosted an employer multiple times and 15% had ghosted employees at least once. Other data for Australia from 2022 showed that 30% of hiring managers said that candidate ghosting was a significant challenge for them when they were recruiting Gen Z candidates. So what are the reasons for this? Why is this happening? Well, really, firstly, we found out that lack of interest or better job offers. So sometimes candidates continue to apply an interview for multiple positions. They'll then receive a more appealing job offer and realize they're not interested in the previous position anymore, and they may stop communicating without formally withdrawing their application. So that was one of the reasons. And then the other reason was fear of confrontation. So some candidates said they felt uncomfortable rejecting a job offer or communicating that they were no longer interested in that position. Instead of addressing it directly with the employer, they opted to avoid the situation altogether by ceasing communication. So some interesting stats there around ghosting, and that's the stat of the week. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at a couple of the hot jobs of the week that we've got. So the first job we've got is for a purchasing officer. They're based in 𝗲𝗄𝗱𝗆 in New South Wales. The salary is the hourly rate's between $40 to $43. And they're looking for somebody who can manage purchase orders, update shipment notices, and negotiate with suppliers to reduce cost. So great opportunity within our supply chain team in Western Sydney. The best person to contact for that is 𝗪𝗲𝘀𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁, and her details you'll see in the link below. And then the next role we have is for This is for a people and development office manager, and this is based in Adelaide, in our South Australia office. It's a competitive salary, so some of the responsibilities are overseeing operational staff and ensuring efficient admin support to them, coordinating recruitment campaigns, managing induction programs. I'm looking for somebody with a strong admin experience, preferably from within a law firm, and somebody with excellent verbal and written communication skills. And the best person to contact for that is 𝗁𝗲𝗍𝗁 in our Adelaide office. Details again on the bottom there for you to see. Now, if you're contemplating a career change or seeking an next professional venture beyond the borders of Australia in 2024, consider exploring opportunities with people to, and you want to consider opportunities with people overseas. With our offices spanning across New Zealand and the United Kingdom, we're actively recruiting for various roles there as well. So we've got 3 hot jobs from abroad this week. The first one is a private client solicitor. That's based in the West Midlands in the United Kingdom. So that's paying between about £35,000 to £45,000. We've also got a senior interior designer based in London, £50,000 to £60,000. And then we've also got in New Zealand a database engineer in the Auckland office, paying between $110,000 to $125,000 based on experience. And that's it for the hot jobs this week. Okay, hi. So we're joined today by our supply chain management consultant, Ash Singh. Hi, Ash. How are you today?
Hey, Mark. Thank you for having me. I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Look, we're excited to get the chance to talk to you today and to discuss our upcoming talent webinar, which is Take the Next Step in Your Career in Western Sydney. So can you tell us a little bit about that webinar, Ash?
Thanks, Mark. Yes, so People to People are excited to announce the latest installation of our 2024 Talent Webinar Series, this time taking a focus around taking the next step of your career in the Western Sydney market. Our recent People to People's 2024 Employment and Salary Trend Report revealed that over 26% of the workforce is passively looking for the next job opportunity. With such a high percentage of people actively looking for a new role in an employer-led market, it's more important than ever to make yourself stand out to potential employers. Hosted by People to People Western Sydney Branch Manager Mark Green and our recruitment experts, 𝗁𝗲𝗍𝗁 Christopher, 𝗁𝗲𝘀𝗻𝗄𝗎 Hussain, and myself, this 1-hour webinar will cover how to overcome job seekers' most common challenges, which could be whether temping is a good opportunity for yourself, job search strategies in a digital age, how People to People can help grow your career, and an interactive Q&A session. It will be held on June 5th at 12:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, great. That sounds like a great opportunity, Ash. Who do you think would benefit the most from this webinar?
This webinar would be a great opportunity for anyone around Western Sydney or perhaps is thinking of making the move to Western Sydney, and it is possibly or someone job seeker that is possibly looking to get back into the workforce, or someone looking to change jobs or industries but are not sure where to begin, or perhaps just someone that is wanting to progress upwards in the career. If that sounds like you, then this would be a great benefit for you to attend.
Great. And Ash, for those interested in registering for the webinar, finding out more information, how can they do that?
So to register for this webinar, you can visit our website, which would be www.peopletopeople.com.au. You can click on the link now in the comments, or simply scan the QR code, which is on the screen now.
Thanks, Ash. We also have information on screen and in the comments, so anybody wanting to get in touch can do so. So yeah, thanks, Ash, for your time today. I look forward to that webinar next week with you.
Thank you.
Finally, let's take a quick look at our social media polls for the week. Okay, so last week's poll, just to remind the viewers from last week, the question we asked was, for those within the sports industry, would you say your salary reflects your skill set and work performance? So the results are in, and over 64, so 64.2% said no, it didn't, and just under 36% said yes, it does. So that was the results from last week's poll, and then we've got the poll for this week. So the question is, how often do you use emojis in work-related communication? So do you use them all the time, for internal messages only for people you know, or never, it's unprofessional? So that's the poll for next week. So jump onto people social media, either across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, to have your say. And you can also stay ahead of the job market and be the first to hear about new job opportunities across Australia. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us for this week's P2P Live. We'll be back next week to cover the latest market and employment updates across Australia at 12:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. See you then.